As I sit at this literal fork in the road, i.e., I'm going straight and I can go left, or that was right, but it might be left for you guys, or I could go right, and I'm like, Applebee's, Chili's, exit to go home. I said, you know what? Even though I just stressed out about spending that $100, I want my children to experience something normal for us. So we're gonna go to Applebee's. Do you see where I sat there? You probably don't see because I didn't explain it. I stopped and I sat there. It wasn't okay, let's go to Applebee's. I stopped my car. I looked at Applebee's. I looked at Chili's, and I looked at the exit to go home. And I sat there and I thought, I want my daughters to experience some normalcy. I want you to see the decision making that is taking place, because my current incarnation, my spirit self, my flesh Lonnie said, sis, you ain't got no money. Take your ass home. But my soul, my spirit, my reincarnation in Netta said, go do something to make your children feel normal. Again, this is fiscal and irresponsible in the physical world, but this is divinity. Stop living your life in accordance to what makes sense. Learn to live in your divinity and to follow your intuition. I teach in the book. You should pick up a copy on Amazon. Anyway, we go and pull into the Applebee's parking lot. I usher my girls in too, and we hop in a booth. We choose our booth. That was a choice. These are all choices that are being made divinely. If you don't believe that you are being carried through life, that is because you don't believe you are being carried through life, which means your flesh, current incarnation, and meat suit is making all the decisions. No, you need to tap into your soul, your reincarnation that came to this earth to experience stuff in the first place, and let that lead. But you can't just wake up and allow it to lead. You gotta work the muscle. I've been working my muscle since 2012. Knowingly, I've been working this muscle my whole life because I question everything. You thinking too much. And you're accepting everything. We all have our flaws. You see, depending on your circle of friends, one quality is a flaw to the other. So how can you judge, especially yourself? Just experience. But that's the message inside the message, and that ain't this message. But you can definitely catch the message in the book. Make sure you pick up your copy. We get into Applebee's, we take our seat, we're eating our dinner, and in the back of my mind, I'm still stressing about this $100. This old man walks by my table. Bailey can affirm this is the truth. Walks by my table and reaches across me and drops something. And first, how are we supposed to react? Get the fuck away from my table. I hate when people walk by my table. I just imagine things on their clothes, their dander, all kinds of stuff is just falling in my food. I hate when they put me in a table where people can walk by while I'm eating. I'm over there eating like I'm in prison. I don't want your dander on my food. Anyway, I look down and I see that shit's green. It ain't gonna just be no kind of green either. That there was money green. Don't get excited, it's a handful of ones. Stay focused. Anyway, it's all folded up and I'm like, oh, okay, he gave me $20. Y'all, when I tell you I unfolded that bill and it was a $100 bill, this random stranger walked past my table and dropped a $100 bill on my table. The same $100 I was stressing about spending at Ross. Now what's in it for you? I want you to stop questioning divinity. If you are out here actively doing the work, understand that the work that you have not done up until this point has put you in the position that you're in today. That means you're going to experience some setbacks in order to get back on track. Which means you're looking at your life and you're like, oh my God, I'm supposed to be moving in a progressive direction, but everything is falling apart. Good job, friend. You are actively restructuring and remanifesting your life, because this current life for most of us was created unintentionally. Your friends are probably proximity default friends, which means they're your friends because they were there and they were convenient. Your spouse is probably someone who approached you, and since nobody else approached you and actually wanted to date you, so you're dating them. Your kids, you just happened to get pregnant. How many of y'all actually have planned and anticipated your children? My boys were planned, my girls were not. So you are living a complete life by happenstance. Your kids are just because, your spouse is just because, and your friend you vent to about your life is just because is a just because. But now you have chosen to live your life intentionally. And if you out here moving in intention, know that stuff is gonna get real different. And man, I ain't barred in a while, but I'm barring a couple times in this piece. So if you listen to this entire story, you experience divine timing, you experience faith, You experience trusting the process. You experience it's not procrastination, it's actually listening to divinity. If you are not used to listening to your intuition, make it a point every day. Every decision you make, whatever that voice in your head is, just follow it. And if it leads you to right, then you know that's your intuition. If it leads you to wrong, then you know it's your mind. And that really tiny, tiny voice that you keep ignoring, that's your intuition. That's your soul trying to help you navigate this shit. But, we ignore it till we give it a name. So I encourage you to name your soul. Mine's Netta, not her. Her, not her. Her. And if you need help on your spiritual journey, I can help you. I hold study groups every Wednesday here on TikTok Live, 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. Time changes everywhere else, but I'm moving on California time. So whenever it's 4:30 over there, I'm going live on Wednesday. Pick up your workbook. Let's intentionally heal together. This is what I know now, my shadow work journal, which means I was doing shadow work before shadow work was a thing. When I first heard about shadow work, I thought that was something demonic. Until it was explained to me that shadow work is simply shining light on those areas that you would much rather ignore. Yes, your entire life that you would much rather not pay attention to, that makes you fucking miserable. Yeah. If you actually pay attention to it and you actually seek fulfillment in life, happiness in life, knowing in life, peace in life, love in life, if you actually experienced, or if you actually sought to experience those things, you will begin shining a light into those otherwise shadowed areas. I was doing shadow work before it was a buzzword. And lucky for us, I documented it. And lucky for you, I go live every Wednesday to help you walk through your own journey. I like my mouth. Use your mouth for good and speak life. Available at LonnieTaylorArt.com. New larger sizes added all the way up to 5XL. The point that I want to make is if you are doing the work, you are receiving the rewards. Even if your season is seed planting today, those seeds will manifest beautiful, beautiful florals and fruit tomorrow. I planted the seed of this book in 2013 so that I could teach today in 2023. 10 years it took for this seed to yield fruit. But the fruit is so delicious, the fruit is so plentiful that I can not only feed myself, but I could feed others. I could feed you. Listen to that tiny squeaky voice in your head. Is it telling you to get the textbook and join the community? If it is, you should listen.